So this is an update on the court cases that were to freehold. They went from Ocean and Neptune, brought them to freehold. They're gonna combine them all together and give me one big court case, slamming me for drug use and slamming me for, I don't know, whatever else they decided to slam me for. The ocean one I went to actually on Tuesday, but then I had to go again on Wednesday because the judge that was on Tuesday in Ocean originally was my attorney, was my public defendant. That I guess she became a judge, so she had to do a conflict of interest. So then I went to court yesterday on the Ocean, and I'm pleading not guilty on all those charges. And this is the target, and then finding CDC, whatever they call that, the plant medicine in my pocket, so I pleaded not guilty to that. So I have to talk to the public defendant, not the prosecutor, see what kind of deal he gives me. So that's going to be pushed up to some other time. Now came Neptune today. Neptune was serious. Neptune was me getting arrested, my car being towed in the ShopRite parking lot, them finding 7 bags of something in my car, which were probably planted by somebody that I was driving. They weren't mine. They found a little bit of plant medicine in my pocket. And then there was 2 other situations where I was, they forced themselves into my car. And found paraphernalia in my car and a little bit of stuff on me as well. All cases I was ready to fight, plead not guilty on, and public defendant isn't even worth it. I would have defended myself. I would have went, I would have spoke my mind. I would have said, damn it, this is a plant medicine. I've been using it since the age of 14. You made it illegal. You made this plant illegal, and the only way I can get this plant, the source of this plant right now, is in the street. This plant medicine, the coca plant that you used to put in a Coca-Cola, original Coca-Cola had this plant medicine in it. Wonder why? And you took it out and you put this is what it had in it. This plant medicine helps me to focus, helps me to communicate with my spirit guides that have helped me throughout my whole life. More so in the last 15 years since my ayahuasca experience in Florida. That then guided me through my entire sound healing practice, guided me through creating a center, guided me through every purchase that I made of my sound healing tools, guided me through everything that I've been through up until this point. You had made this plant illegal, so I have no other choice than to go to the street to get it. Understand? If not, I'd be growing it myself. I don't want to go to the street and get it, but there's no other source for it. That was gonna be my defense, and I don't need a lawyer to do that. All I need is for me to stand up in front of a jury of hopefully mostly African American and Hispanic, the tribal cultures, to explain my point and see what they say. If I was there, I have never hurt anyone in my life. I've never driven and hit anyone in my life. This plant is less harmful than alcohol that kills 30,000 people a year. Just in accidents. That was going to be my defense. Do you have any proof that I've hurt anyone? Do I do anything else other than do art and music and the things that I enjoy that have been ripped away from me? because of I have my 9 to 5, my focus on goddamn paying my bills and doing all this stuff. Well, this takes that all away. That would have been my defense, and they knew that because of the email that I sent to the in Freehold. This is why Freehold kicked it back to each one of the boroughs. Now I'm not sure what Ocean's going to be doing, but today I was facing 2 years jail time. I was facing enormous amount of fines. My license to be revoked, my license to be suspended. Right? Meanwhile, when they stopped me, they didn't do a breathalyzer. They didn't do any tests on me. They didn't charge me with DWI, DUI, or any of those things. They just found something in my car, and they used seeing a piece of charboy on the floor as an excuse to search my car. All of which I would have fought. I'm not a lawyer, but I have common sense. And what they did to me was set me up for me to maybe become an informant or something. I don't know. But whatever it was, I didn't do. What I did was in that email to that lawyer, to the defendant in Freehold, I told him exactly what my point in this is. This is my religious right. I'm a shaman. I've been being a shaman since the age of 14. I've been a shaman in past lives. I studied with a shaman in Florida, an Ecuadorian shaman. As part of my shamanic practice, I use plant medicine. You have made illegal that plant medicine because of your not understanding of it, because of your lack of understanding of what we are as a culture and as a people. As the judge read off every one of those complaints, she says the prosecutor has decided to lower the complaints to trespassing on in a drug zone, which only holds fines. So I said, so all the other things were going to be dismissed if you take this plea deal of wandering in a drug zone, place that's considered a drug zone. You know what we're wandering through a drug zone? Walmart, Walgreens is a drug zone. Walgreens is wandering through a drug zone. Those pharmaceuticals are more harmful than the plant medicine that you make illegal. And you deny human beings the use of. That is wandering into a drug zone. But you know what? I played it safe. They didn't want me talking in front of a jury. If I talked in front of that jury, they knew very well that I would have convinced them that I am not guilty of anything, of no crime. I've not hurt anyone in my life. No one have I ever hurt in my life. Alcohol hurts a lot more people than I do. Alcohol should be sitting in a goddamn cage. Money hurts a lot more people than I do. Money should be sitting in a goddamn cage. Not me. Not anybody like me. Not the people that want to practice and use plant medicine instead of your fucking pharmaceuticals that have all these side effects because there is no spirit in them. You know why plant medicine works? Because there are spirits in the plant medicine. The plants have spirits that you take inside your body and they heal you without any side effects. Now pharmaceuticals are made in laboratories by people that want to make a lot of money off of them. We can make a ton of money off of this stuff. And if it has side effects, don't worry about it. There's only a few. They should be thrown into cages. Those are drug zones. Those are true drug dealers. No spirit in a pharmaceutical pill that they make for you to be better. As she read off each one, wandering. I got paid maybe like $700 in fines. I'm on disability. I don't make that much money. Oh, $50 a month. Okay, I can handle $50 a month to keep my mouth shut. At least this time. But I'm not going to keep my mouth shut on video, right? I'm going to say what I was going to say, and I told you what I was going to say. That you are limiting the use of plant medicine, okay, for people that were ripped away from their tribal heritage and culture, that would be using this plant medicine instead of the pharmaceuticals that are getting them even sicker and probably killing them. Ovid. That's what killed people. Ovid, killing people and side effects from pharmaceuticals. So, at this point, Neptune is gone. And thank you. I'm sure the officers that eventually arrested me, I guess, spoke about me and said, because every time they arrested me, I'd go to the precinct and I'd talk to these guys and I'd tell them this, and yeah, I know, but they had to do their job. I'm sure they spoke to him. He's really not that. He's not that bad. So thank you, Neptune Police, for helping me out here in this one, if you did. I had one officer actually, the one that arrested me inside ShopRite, that found the 7 bags of fucking dope in my car, and somebody planted there to fucking frame me, right? That young officer saw me at 7-Eleven, walked up to me and said, "Hey man, hey, I'm sorry about what happened that day when we arrested you. You want some lunch? You want something to eat from 7-Eleven?" Guy bought me a sandwich. He bought me a sandwich, a freaking something to drink, and he goes, "You want a pack of cigarettes?" And a pack of cigarettes. And he apologized to me for arresting me that day when my car got fucking impounded, which then led to me not having insurance for it, and then led to it being stolen and then fucking totaled on me. He apologized. I thanked him for apologizing to me. Young kid. I wanted to make his points on me, arresting me and trying to get a dealer out of the street. And no, I'm not a dealer, bro. I use plant medicine, man. We talked for a while and he said goodbye. So I thank you to those officers that probably said something. But the bottom line is that what you're doing to human beings is you're putting them into cages for plant medicine that's been used for thousands of years in their tribal cultures. That you ripped away from, and now feeding them pharmaceuticals instead. And you expect them to accept that. You expect them to accept that. And I, for one, won't. Hopefully there'll be more. There'll be more of you out there that won't accept it. Fight for your right. These are tribal plant medicines that helped your ancestors. And when they ripped your family out of that tribal environment, they want to make sure you don't use it again, because then you might want to go back to it, as opposed to staying here and working in their fucking factories. So now I gotta still deal with Ocean, but my stance is what it is. I'm not gonna, if they refuse to downgrade them to nothing but stupid fines, I don't care. I'll pay 1 month and whatever. Then fight it. Fight it with the intent of saying, you have ripped away something from me. My heritage used plant medicine that you now deem illegal. So you're forcing me to go out instead of having a drink, as long as I don't get into a car after having too much of it. But that's okay, as long as you don't kill somebody when you're driving. You've ripped away that plant medicine and left me with nothing but your pharmaceuticals and your white man's poison to use to try to get back to that tribal existence, where those things will never get you back to that tribal existence. They will lead you far away into a little wormhole where you're sitting behind a desk for your entire fucking life, being a slave to money until you die. Like the song goes, you're a slave to money and then you die. That's what you are. You're a slave to money and then you die. And then you're reborn. Guess what? as a slave to money again, and then you die. And then you're reborn again, guess what? As a slave to money, and you die. See, slaves never learn anything. Right? Slaves never learn anything. They're just used as property, as objects. They're like cattle, you know. Slaves never learn anything. So you're a slave to money, and then you die. So those are my court cases. Stand up for yourself if you get in this situation, please, because you know what? That's what your ancestors want you to do. Not go to drug court and this and that and go to rehab and do this and become a good little what? Slave for them. So you could be a slave to money and you could die for them again. Namaste. Namaste.